of getting back to normal now.
I hear you. I like how, in some cases, at some point, when seasons get big and long and your races get long, sometimes it's hard to discern, is the normal time when you're in a lot of discomfort and pain recovering from something, or is normal when you're healthy
Yeah,
and
it
when you
is.
have no pain? It's the new normal. So
No.
anyway, so funny. All right, well, quick, give us a little. It's great to have you on the podcast and kind of share a little bit about the race. So give us like the 30-second. What's the title of our talk today? What race do you are we going to talk about today? Tell us.
We'll go to the Ultramarathon, Connemarathon Ultra.
Uh,
From great to horrible to ecstatic to finish, basically. That's
My
kind of the
goodness.
day summed up in one sentence.
I love it. Okay, so what are the stats though? Like how long is it? All the details.
So it's 64K. It was 750 meters of elevation.
Okay.
And it ended up taking me 9 hours.
Ooh.
I had planned on around 7.5. But with the
Mm-hmm.
issues, then it kind of that the whole day went up in smoke, and I was just happy to be able to soldier on through and finish.
Well, it's always tough, right? Early season race, stretch race, right? Trying to make sure you can get through it with your challenges that you had. So the potential, the longer the race goes, increased odds for things to go haywire, and the need to kind of adjust as we go. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about coming into it then. So this is the first time you've done this race?
Yeah, first time doing this kind of distance at all. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It was just something that kind of appealed to me. It was why not kind of race, a new challenge, another way to push myself.
Right.
Coming into it was okay up until I had the ankle injury.
Mm.
Kind of a ligament strain in the ankle. So that kind of the last 3 or 4 weeks weren't ideal, but I still able to get through them. And the physio really helped me then leading up to it.
Yeah.
But nutrition wise, everything I trained with everything was going great, I thought. But all the training was done in cold, wet, rainy weather, and then the day was like day in the sun. It was just hell.
Spring. Damn you, spring. Like the one day you decided to turn the lights on for me. Oh,
Yeah, it was like the nicest weekend, the only decent weekend we had this year so far. It was the
right.
first really good weekend. It ended up being like 27, 28 degrees, where
Wow.
most of the training was done in like maybe 12, 13.
Right. Half that.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
I think
That's
that played
brutal.
a big factor then in the stomach issues because I hadn't trained in the heat with the same stuff and how to adjust my plan for the extra liquids and kind of separating calories from fluids then.
Right. And you really start, suffering and feeling it in there for sure. Right. I mean,
Yeah, it's
like
the first time I felt that kind of discomfort in a race. It was just unknown. I didn't know what to do. I never experienced it that bad. The first 25K went amazing. It's just everything went. I was like, oh yeah, I can do this all day. Like this is great.
You
And then
thought you
that
were doing
stomach
great.
issue hits. Yeah, the stomach issue hits, and then you're like, whoa,
Right. I got this is the race. Yeah.
that's the race. Yeah,
That's the one. All right. Awesome. So you did the ultra one here. Yeah.
did the ultra. Yeah,
Let's pull that up.
it's a
Let's take
real
a look.
weird one because there's no support. You're kind of out on your own all day, and it's there's no hiding from the wind or whatever.
Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So it takes you go all the way down here, right, to the coast, and then you got to climb back up again. Is that this section here?
Yeah, so you just before I say it's kind of a climb coming into it, and then you go down, and then a climb coming out of it.
Mm.
That's the like the part that destroys your whole soul.
Oh yeah.
They only put
That'll.
that in last year, just because for safety reasons.
Okay.
Previously, it was going along the motorway, it was just too dangerous, so they
Okay.
put that in. One of the guys found that and decided this would be a nice little way to treat it. Yeah,
Right.
and it
It
was literally
seems.
just yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The scenery was amazing, unbelievable. Oh,
Oh yeah.
it did make up for like kind of being out there on your own. Well, on your own, but you're still kind of with other runners. You find at the same pace as you.
Mhm.
You get chatting to them, and
Okay. Yeah. I just got some of these pictures. Wow. I mean, just stunning.
yeah, it does take your
Amazing.
mind off a lot of the pain. Well, some of the pain.
I was gonna say, how good were those? How good were the pictures to take it off the pain? Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, because you gave us the sort of 3-word summary from like, okay, here we go, to like, I think I'm in trouble, to, oh, I am seriously in trouble, to I'm not going to die, I made it. So, how much good racing did you have before the wheels started to come off?
About 27K. So it
Oh,
was we toured nearly a third of, yeah, over a third of the race. Everything was going great up until that point. It was literally on that out and back section.
mm,
Um, I think with the not being used to the power hiking and the extra that much, and then the heat, obviously, that threw me. So from there on
hmm.
to the end, I think maybe I might have had half a bottle of nutrition. I couldn't.
Mm.
The thought of any food was making me sick. The thought of drinking
Yeah.
nutrition. So I was just drinking plain water or water with electrolytes.
Okay. Oh, that's so brutal,
Couldn't-
because it was
Yeah,
also unsupported, right? You couldn't just walk in to the next aid station and say, "I'll take some of this and I'll have some of that," right? You were on your own.
yeah. They just had basic stuff at the aid station. So it was just like water, bananas, but even the likes of banana, I couldn't take anything, nothing at all. Just
Mm.
the thought of it was just making me even sicker.
Oh, that's the worst place to be, for sure. So, like, when your stomach just basically locks up on you. You're worried about your legs, and
Yeah,
then your stomach goes, and you're like, "Oh, technically, stomach is like race central." Like when the stomach goes, that's like losing your visibility driving down the highway. You're like, now I'm really in trouble, right?
yeah. You don't realize until it happens to you how bad
Mm.
everything affects everything. Your pace goes. You have to slow down, nearly stop,
Yep.
walk, try and
Hmm.
cool yourself down a bit
Hmm.
until it gets back to normal ish.
Totally. Well, we'll unpack that in a second. So, okay, so you had just kind of had to suffer through there until you got to the end. So, at what point in time were you sort of like, this is rock bottom, like where you're sort of looking for someone to pick you up? But did that happen to you in this race?
There was actually one or two moments where I was like, maybe I'll stop a passing car and just like jump 10K ahead or something. No,
Right. Right.
nobody will notice. I think it was after the second blister, probably maybe
Oh.
12K from the end. There
Mm.
was one or two moments where that did go through my mind. I was like, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
You're just cheating
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I hear
suffer
you.
on, just make it to the end. You're only 12K. You can walk that.
Mm. Mm. Finding some gold nuggets there in the dirt as you're digging around trying to look for something, anything. All right. So
Yeah.
how did you? What was the? When did things kind of turn around for you a little bit? For the like, okay, now I'm close enough. Start to feel a little bit of energy. When did the blisters start to fade a little bit from the front of your mind?
Probably not till about the last 5K.
Okay.
Um, so once we'd done the last climb, the last 4K was
Mm-hmm.
downhill-ish. So
Mm-hmm.
after the last aid station, I was able to jog a little bit then and get kind of the pain it kind of got to where I hadn't even noticed at that
Right.
stage.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
race director comes up and tells you you missed the cutoff. Do you want to lift back to the start if you want to make the bus home? I was like,
Mm.
oh, I'm this far. I'm not going to do that. I'll wait around for
No,
the
heck.
next 2 hours or something.
Right. Right. That's right. Because I saw the start and finish for two different locations. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, you can get a lift, you can get the bus home, the last bus home now, or I can arrange a lift with one of the staff, but you could be waiting up to 2 hours
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
afterwards. It's like, oh, I'm not coming this far. I'm not going to quit now.
Right.
I'll just sit
Yeah.
around and recover.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, you got to go through with it. Every athlete I've talked to, be it ultra race like this or Ironman or whatever it is, when they're that close, it's like, no, like I'm all set. Like I'm gonna close this out. Like I know I can't in an Ironman, right? They know I can't even run. Like I know I can't get on the run, but I'm still finishing this bike. Like I'm gonna finish it. You know, I gotta close that out for sure. Now I think to me that's where there's a lot of positives that come out of this situation where you're like, look how mentally tough I was able to be. Look how I was able to close it out. Like, keep that streak of like not DNFing right out there. I
Exactly.
think I think that's a massive personal advantage because you're like, I'm not the kind of person who stops. Like I may not be the fast person right now. I may not have the invincible stomach, but I also don't stop. So I'm good. Like I'll be fine. Huge confidence
Yeah,
booster.
exactly. Because there was at the 30, 25K point, there were a couple of guys there that just sat down the corner, like, no,
Oh,
just call me the bus, I'm done. Today is not the day.
no way. That's the worst. That shit, I'm always, when I see that, I'm like, please tell me that's not contagious. Like, whatever you have, like, if you caught something, like, put your mask on, like, stay over there. I don't want any of it. Like, stay away from me. Yeah. That's hard. Cause it usually happens like that in a group, right?
Yeah,
The funny thing for me is when you watch, like, when you do watch an Ironman or race, they do a good job with the little ATV cars, so they'll be ripping around, like bringing ice or something out, like meh, meh, meh. And then all of a sudden the first one comes, and it's the first person who's given up on the run, and they kind of drive back in to the start. There's no water on that thing. There's
Yeah.
just a person on the back kind of sitting there, and it's the first one. And then guaranteed, like in the next like hour, it just starts, like, because everybody sees the
You don't want
truck
to be the
go in
first
with the
one.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, there's an option. I've always told the race director, this race director friend of mine who ran one race in New Hampshire, I was like, you have to put those DNF people, like, you have to DNF them some other way. Like, put them around the back. Like, don't let anybody see them. I guarantee the DNF rate would drop precipitously if people just didn't see that there was an out, that you'd be okay. Like, if like what they need is someone to be like, I'm the DNF person, and I'm laying on the side of the road, and I'm like, oh, I can't go on. Like, I'm not even racing. Like, you just dress me up, right? Like, I can't go on. And they'll be like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, it's fine. The race director said somebody will be here in about 6 hours. You want to wait with me 6 hours? And they'd be like, I think I can make it back in 6 hours. And you're like, oh, I guess you should keep going then. Okay, I'm fine. Just trick them,
To be
or
the
like
side
a pile,
hustle to start up.
right, or like a pile of like a Halloween skeleton bones. They'll like, oh yeah, sorry, we never got back to pick you up for stopping. So just
Yeah.
keep going.
I think people they just don't want to be the first one to quit, and then when they see other people doing it, they're like, oh, it's okay to do this now. If he's quitting,
Exactly.
why can't
Exactly.
I?
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. So, all
Yeah.
right, so we had some takeaways from the race for sure. Not just about the nutrition side. I know we talked about that in the community, but also, as we said, like the power hiking. Like, when I talk to our experienced ultra runners on the team, without a doubt, it's the ability to power hike, which is really strenuous, but it's also a skill. And they do a lot of their running actually more on the downhills than they do anywhere else,
Yeah.
because they're just working on that, and they have the poles going. So is that something you're going to start factoring in? I mean, I know it takes work, but what are your thoughts going forward for your next time you do this?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Just to work a lot more on the power hike and get more trail running in off roads with a lot more hills where I can
Mm,
work on that. Look at you weren't allowed poles during this for the hiking or anything like that. There was no poles. Same with the
hmm
backyard. There was no poles in that one.
Okay, that's
That was just
tough.
yeah.
That's super
And I was
tough.
surprised with that one, even like from the start. Like it was probably 3K of climbing in the backyard ultra,
Okay,
and everybody was walking and power hiking from the beginning. It shocked me.
oh,
It's like, what's going on here?
right,
And then
exactly.
just running the downhills.
Okay, yeah, it's almost like a different style. Like, when we think about it, in a triathlon perspective, we'll tell people like, hey, you don't hammer the hills. Like, you kind of spin up the hills. You're going to sit up, fingers loose, breathing, and when you get to the top, that's when you start to push, because we don't get, as with a bike and then a run, you don't make up that distance or that much of a difference on that hill, but you can ruin your day.
Yeah,
And I think that strategy actually plays well. It plays kind of right in that same style for the ultra racing, which is, I've got to put the whole race together. Unless there's a cutoff, right? Like some races like Leadville have specific cutoffs that you've got to hustle to that first cutoff, otherwise you're in trouble. But otherwise, that other strategy works massive dividends, because you're just not slowing down. Like, not slowing down is our version of fast, right? And we not slow down by keeping our stomach heavy and by always moving in the right area, like just distributing our energy better, as we go.
yeah.
So brilliant. So I'm not going to ask you to put your foot on camera, but how are the blisters doing right now? How are we feeling?
Um, they were healing okay, but one of them has started to like it's not even blisters now. It's just like the skin is starting to peel away in other parts of the foot now.
Oh,
But there's
great.
no pain. There's no issues there.
Okay.
The ankle has healed up,
Okay.
and just an issue with the baby toe on the right foot. It's some weird things. Like it doesn't feel right in the shoes. Just feels like it's squashed.
Mm,
But I think I may
okay.
have to go with a wider toe box in the shoe, maybe.
Yes, I think that's right. We did talk about that as well. Like, for sure, I think there's some version of like people sizing up, like even one, sometimes even two sizes, just for the bigger races, or even having two shoes. Not that that was this race for you, but for when people are doing the 100 milers, they'll have like a larger pair of shoes for the second half of the race, because they know their feet are just going to be so big.
Yeah, it's
There's
little
also,
things like that you don't consider because you haven't experienced it before.
Yeah, no, totally. And there's also, I think we have a good protocol inside the team as well for taping. Peter Noyes was like religious. Even I think the guys who are doing the 200s, religious about taping the toes pre-run so that they don't get those blisters, right? So they can just make sure that their feet are pretty indestructible. But there's an art, towards doing
Yeah,
it. So something to think about if this continues to show up, if the shoes don't solve it, right? If it's a persistent issue where you're just like, I'm just the blister king. Like, who knew my superpower? Then we can talk about taping and kind of figure that out. So,
yeah. No, I wore the toe socks for the ultra, so no blisters around the toes. It was all around the heel on
okay.
on both feet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. That's right. On the back.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. On the same on both.
that's the hard part because that's that walking piece like we talked about, right? Like because you're the power
Yeah,
hiking when you're running, you're up on the ball of your foot. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's super hard. Um, okay. Mm,
yeah. I was lucky enough not to have the guy with me that wasn't afraid to touch my smelly foot at that stage and put some tape on for me. I was
mm.
very happy with him. Now we finished close enough together. Anyway, I think he finished 25 minutes back.
I guess. I guess that's one way to think about it.
Yeah,
Um, all right, let's focus ahead a little bit now. Okay, so what's next for you? Or it's June. Like I can't believe it's the middle of the year.
I know. Yeah, flew in. Yeah,
I mean, I'm happy like you. I'm happy that shit weather's behind us because it was terrible. But time to get to some racing. How to do something. So, do you spend more time racing in the summer for you and your schedule? How does it work out for you?
generally, look at the Troy Club have like they've got 8 or 10 races where they have like they want to get the points to get up in the national series in triathlon, and then the
Okay.
actually they pick 3 or 4 of those, and they'll put up entries to next year's Ironman or prize
Okay.
giveaways like yeah. So I think the first one I'm going to be doing is first week in July, just a sprint, just to ease back into it. Either
Okay.
sprint or aquabike. I haven't decided yet, but that
Ooh,
would be my
okay.
season. Yeah, I was looking at the aquabike. I was like, I might just give that a go and see what it's like.
I mean, honestly, like people tend to view the aqua bike as like as a thing that they go to when everything goes wrong. They're like, I guess if I can't do this, then I'll do this aqua bike thing, Um, but from my experience, they're actually super fun to race, like because you get to actually you can actually race the bike. Normally you're sort of on defense the whole time, like can't go too hard here. Like, when you ride outside, you're
Yeah,
like, oh, I got a hill, I want to hit it, or like a fast turn. Because when you're in triathlon, you're like, easy, like, can take it super easy. Like, I got to run, So it's a different style of racing for sure, you know.
yeah. I just want something fun and easy where I don't have to mentally focus on anything. I can just do a couple of sessions on the bike to ease back into that. Get back in the pool. I've started back on that already. I get
Mhm.
some open water swims in the next month
Okay.
and just go and enjoy that race and just have a great fun day out.
I love it. I mean, I think that's totally the way to go. And plus, like the best part about it is, and this is the part that nobody really talks about, but like, I know what the finish lines are like for you, but you get to have first dibs on the finish line because everyone else is still running. So you can go out there
Yeah,
and cheer them on or be like, I'll save a pint. Like, don't worry about it. You keep going. Look, you look great. It doesn't look hot at all. For me, it's, the great part about it is it allows you to do a good amount of work, and then just like almost have zero cost. Like if you're training, let's say you're kind of build the run again up as you want to do something in the fall. An aqua bike is something you could just toss in on a weekend, like, oh, look, the weather looks great, let's do it, and it's just for fun. It's not a thing. Um,
yeah.
so it kind of gives you the opportunity to still play nice with the multi-sport people, but keep that long run stuff going. Um, do you see another long run this fall? Like, do you go back to it in the fall? What does the schedule look like?
My friend's doing. I have a couple of friends doing a marathon mid-September. Um, I might just
Okay.
do that. Can go for the time on that one.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, trying to build the distance back up. Do the marathon. Do a couple
Um,
more triathlons in between, maybe 1 or 2, just to the 2 of the club race series.
okay. I mean, I think, I mean, I would, if you could pick something like, one of the nice parts about a season as you go through it is to, if you can sort of get into this division standpoint. So you had early season race, it's pretty epic, like a lot harder than an early season race normally is. Like body was not prepared for this, but you got through it. Awesome. So it's kind of neat to have a little bit of fun mid-season, kind of get back to the social side, mix it up a bit, get your fitness up without a ton of like super focus. And then in the fall, or end of summer heading into fall, we can start applying the discipline again to say, all right, I'm going to start the stairs. I'm going to start building that up to get ready, marathon or whatever that may be for you. The variety helps too, just from a longevity perspective.
Yeah, I think the marathon, and then next year I'll look at doing possibly the Connemarathon again, or maybe go to the backyard as a first one and try and get somewhere into the nighttime on that one.
I was going to say, like, if there's how far did you go last time?
I just went out with the intention of doing one lap, and I ended up doing 3.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that was just, it wasn't bad. I had my daughter crewing for me that day, so that was nice to have her out there. Yeah,
that's fun. Yeah, that's super fun. Okay,
yeah.
If they could do that, that's awesome. I mean, I would love that for you as an early season, kind of drill, right? To go through like the equipment, the nutrition, the logistics, like all the stuff. So when you get out to Connemara, you're like, okay, I know these things are 8 9s out of 10 in terms of what I have to have ready. So now I can focus on more of doing the running and less about watching all the things on the dashboard and making sure I'm safe.
Yeah.
And I'm in the zone, which I think is part of that evolution as you go year to year. Okay. Awesome. Now, how many, out of curiosity, because you and I are always joking about the holidays, how many holidays between now and the end of the year? How many more holidays do you have booked left before you go away?
I don't have. I've one weekend away with the golf club, end of July.
Okay.
And then we've nothing then till October, where we're heading to Disney World, family.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, so that'll be over Halloween.
Okay. Oh, wow. That'll be crazy. Have you
Yeah.
been there before?
I was there. Jesus, it's nearly 30 years ago.
Wow.
But none of the rest of the family have been. So the two daughters are going mad to go, and the wife hasn't been.
Okay. It'll be.
Yeah.
So Disney, as you know, Disney's just crazy. I don't know how it is over there. You're doing it in Europe, right? So
No, we're going to Florida.
Oh, Florida. Okay, wow. Then
Yeah.
let me fill you in. Not being from Florida, I have a distinctive. No, I won't turn this podcast into a problem for myself. But the people who go to Disney, there are people who go to Disney like you and I, who are like, I'll go to Disney, and there's people who like go to Disney like you and I would go to a bar, to like they're like, I'm back again. You're like, weren't you just here last week? And they're like, oh yeah, 5:00, like 5:00 Friday. Let's go to Disney. So there's like two types of the people. So the things that I learned from Disney was like every time there's a parade or a spectacle or something happening, that means the other parts of the park are like deserted. So if you want to go see Mickey and Minnie, or if you want to get on a particular ride or whatever, when like the downtown parade happens and everybody's like, oh my God, here we go, a parade. It's like, kids, don't look at the parade. Like we're going to the sign-in line because everyone's like, oh my God, we have to go get in that line right now because there's a lot, like the line is so much shorter than it would have been because everyone's stop and take pictures of this parade instead of doing the thing, for sure. But it'll be crazy because it's just Halloween, like all of the things that they have going on. But that sounds good. Well, I think we should have a total race plan for Halloween. Like we got to put this inside the community so we can get you set up, get you dialed in. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so I've not really booked those three weddings and the weekend away. That's it.
Okay.
No other holidays.
That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty fairly balanced for you. Remember last year?
Yeah,
like
I know. It just feels weird not having 3 or 4 holidays a year. It's just wrong. I just feel.
I hear you. I hear you, man. You're living the dream. That was so funny because I was like, well, then I remember last year I was like, so then we'll put in the 8-week plan, and you're like, oh, sorry, we got a problem. I'm gonna be on holiday on that weekend. I'm like, oh, okay, so we'll adjust this piece and that piece, and then when you come back, we'll put in this 8-week block, and you're like, oh, just one more problem. I'm actually gonna be away, and so the weekend, like, who is this guy? Are you like a pilot of a cruise ship? Like I can't tie you into a training plan. So
yeah, see, our kids are grown up now, so we kind of get a lot of time away now. So they're 17 and 22.
Oh, do it.
So making the most of it. But we missed
I'm all
out
about it.
years ago.
Don't be one of those people who waits, and you're like, hey, we're 75. Like, let's go away. You're like, I can't move. Like, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
Like, do it now.
Yeah, and I'm trying to talk them into a race holiday next year, maybe somewhere in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can find the right destination, it might work out for me. Yeah.
I love that. I think, it's the destination that matters, right? Because there's places where your family can really be independent and have a lot of fun. and
Yeah.
you can go do your thing, and everybody sort of has 6, 7, 8 hours of fun, and then they're like, oh, it's great. Oh, like, hey, it's dad, and we're good. As opposed to races in the middle of nowhere where they're like,
Yeah.
there's no one else in town. Like, there's only 16 people who live here, and they're all at this race right now with the rest of us idiots. Like, what do we do? So all right, I like it. Well, Dwayne, this is awesome as always. So good to catch up. Thanks for telling us about this race. I'm going to put some of those pictures up online for sure. But if you have any pictures that you want to share of the race, I'll send you an email afterwards. You can send them on over. So I'll put them in the episode.
Cool, yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
Amazing. All right. So good to catch up. I'll see you inside the community. Otherwise, have a great weekend and enjoy the sun right now for as long as we have it. Just get outside.
I know. Yeah. I'm only back from outside. I've been out playing golf all day.
Oh, look at that. I can tell you got a little sun there. You're doing all right for
Yeah.
yourself. I'm already planning tomorrow. My wife's like, you seem excited. Is today a good day at work? I'm like, no, it's a terrible day at work. But tomorrow's going to be a great day on the bike.
Yeah. I'm
Put
back trail
everything
running
outside.
tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. We'll do it. All right. Be well, Dwayne. I'll talk to you
Excellent.
soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.